So you have an amazing product to share, but it's not selling as well as you had expected. Well, today I want to go through 7 ways to increase your online sales fast and bring in the revenue that you want. And I'll be starting with basics, but keep watching as we go because it gets more advanced. And by the way, go ahead and hit subscribe if you would, and give this video a like, and let's get straight into it. You want to start by focusing on one product at a time and doing it really well. I see this all the time online. It's a classic mistake to try to sell something, and when it doesn't sell right away, people immediately present something else, or they email their list something else, and they forget the age-old truth of the internet, which is that you very often have to repeat yourselves over and over again because the internet is so crowded, and you have to get people to actually pay attention to the one thing that you're trying to sell. You might have lots of offers, but you don't want to just try to launch everything like some kind of smorgasbord. If you're not giving people a good enough reason to buy your one product, you might need to give them a better reason, or you might just need to repeat the reason. And trying to hit people with too many products at once feels a lot like spam. It's all about creating a good connection with your audience and really letting them see the reasons why they want to purchase the product. And again, repeating those reasons enough that they actually get it. Frankly, why do you think I've made hundreds of YouTube videos? If it were enough to build a relationship with somebody just doing something once, I would have just shot one video and hoped that everybody would watch it and, create a connection with me. But instead, I keep doing more and more and more because that's what it takes in the world. Obviously, it's important to know the features of your product, but it's much more important to make sure that you're finding the right people and creating a connection with them. Let me use an example. Let's say you're a surf company and you have a range of different fins that are designed for different performance levels. Well, you could just try to sell all the different fins to all the different people and hope that the right person sees the right fin, but you're going to get a lot further selling one set of fins to one person. And eventually, if somebody's hearing that message and they go, well, that's not the right fin for me, they're not going to go, so screw it, I don't want to shop from these guys. They're going to go, well, let me go look and see what other options they have in their selection. But the point is, selling one product to one person is a better strategy than trying to sell all your products to hopefully everyone or hopefully anyone. Next is you want to learn good copywriting. People love to buy stuff. Just look around at our economy. People going out and buying powers the whole world, but they hate to be sold. So you want to learn how to write good copy and set up what's called a really compelling offer. For example, let's say you sell t-shirts with dogs on them. If you say 15% off dog-themed t-shirts, that's not bad necessarily, but it's going to get a lot further with the dog-loving audience if you say, every purchase of this t-shirt feeds 5 sheltered dogs for a week. And then rather than having to give 15% off, you can take that same 15% and donate it to dog shelters. Everybody's going to feel better about that. To get great ideas for offers, just check out your competitors. Here's the thing. The more of a competitor's ads or the more of a competitor's offers that you see, those are the ones you want to steal. You want to steal or at least learn from, copy and imitate and learn from the ones that you see over and over and over. Because if you keep seeing it over and over, that means it's working because they keep running it and there's money coming in, or else they couldn't afford to keep advertising that same offer. So find the ads that you see a lot of, see what they're doing, and then take it, tweak it, create your own version of it. Compelling copywriting is the number one effective, money-making, powerful entrepreneurial skill that you can learn. I've heard hundreds of other successful entrepreneurs say that. I'm saying it. I believe it. It's learning good copywriting to get people to take action more than anything else has completely changed my life. And be really clear about what it is that you're asking them to do. Don't just say, do business with me. Don't say, come check us out. Get people to do one specific thing, like sign up for an email list, or use a discount code when they check out in a shopping cart, or review your product selection, or whatever it is. Be very specific. And the best copywriting doesn't just talk about what's in a product, it talks about the benefits. For example, when Apple first released the iPod, it came with 1 gigabyte of storage. But at that time, it wasn't like it is now where we say, well, how many gigs is your phone? Oh, I got the 256. Oh, I got the 512. At the time, nobody knew what gigabytes were. And so instead of saying, this iPod has 1 gigabyte of storage, they describe the iPod as
this amazing little device holds 1,000 songs, and it goes right in my pocket.
That made sense to people. That was the benefit, not just the feature. See what I'm saying? People don't buy because of logic, and they don't buy because of facts. People buy because of feelings and the benefit, what it's going to do for them. And a benefit is always either moving them away from pain or moving them towards pleasure, or something sometimes that can do a little bit of both. So here's another example. Instead of saying, this drill has 8 hours of battery life, well, I mean, that's cool, but you gotta connect those dots in your mind and say, well, what is that actually gonna do for me? Just go ahead and say, this drill has an extreme battery life, so you won't have to be going up and down the ladder 100 times a day to change the batteries. That's the benefit. That's what it's actually gonna do for someone, okay? Next, you want to promote your products in online groups and forums. And these are great places to engage with customers on a personal level and know that you're engaging with your target market. 20% of Americans actually recommend or get recommendations of products in forums. And 33% of online marketers say that online forums are one of the best places to release new products or to attract new customers. And the nice thing about forums too is you can actually get feedback. They're a great place to not only test out new product ideas, get feedback, see if they resonate, promote your products, ask for feedback on your products, and know, again, that you're talking to people that could potentially be interested in your products. But the thing about forums is relationships tend to come first and sales only come later. Pretty much the number one tactic in forums is to have some kind of a signature where you put your product or your website in the signature, but you go try to add value in the group. There are some what they call buy and sell groups, particularly on Facebook. If you look at buy and sell groups in your particular niche or category, you'll find that. Try to find active groups that have a lot of activity going on, that have a lot of members. See how often people are posting and make sure that you actually check the rules of the group so that you don't get banned or accused of using spammy tactics. And the fourth tactic is learning how to run advertisements on actual social media. Now, whoever your target audience is, no matter what product you're selling, I can virtually guarantee you they are active on social media, because social media, like pretty much everybody who's on the internet at all, is on social media. Facebook has almost 2.5 billion monthly active users. YouTube has over 2 billion active users. And by the way, at least anecdotally, I can report a lot of people that hate Facebook are on YouTube, and a lot of people that hate YouTube are on Facebook. So it's not even the same 2 or 2.5 billion people. It's broader than that. You're probably talking between the two, 3.5 billion unique people. Instagram is another billion monthly active users. Twitter, Pinterest each have over 300 million monthly active users. And those numbers don't even count how many times per day people log into each platform. We're talking billions and billions of impressions per day, or billions and billions of sessions, probably hundreds of billions of impressions per day across all those platforms. Frankly, anybody that says they have products to promote online that's not willing to advertise on social media, I would chalk it up as some sort of ignorance, or maybe just not really being that committed to success. Because frankly, as somebody who promotes a lot of stuff online, I think it's almost impossible to do without advertising on social media, or certainly you're always costing yourself a huge opportunity if you resist it. The thing about social media ads is it's not just that you have incredible reach, but you have incredible data, incredible targeting. Think about Facebook. People share so much about themselves on Facebook. And on YouTube, YouTube knows so much about people because of what they choose to watch. So your ads can be highly specific, highly targeted. You can target demographics, you can target interests, you can talk about behaviors. Even on certain platforms, you can target incomes, you can target geographically, you can target by gender, you can target by almost anything you want on these platforms. In the entire history of advertising, advertisers have always wished they could narrow down on people in this way. And now all of a sudden we can. It's craziness not to take advantage of it. It's so powerful. And also, the images in your ads are a huge deal, and testing different images is so important. Images account for 75 to 90% of all the successful ad engagement on the internet. And images with human faces especially are almost 40% more likely to receive engagement than photos without a face. And then you up the ante even further when you get into video. Video is so important as a way to connect with your audience. You don't even have to necessarily be on video. Certainly if you're on video, you get the benefit of the use of faces too, but you can even use slides. You can just use words on a screen. Video is such an important way to connect to your audience. And especially on social media, video and image ads are the way to go. Okay, next, I want to suggest that you learn how to leverage subscriptions. This is one of the most powerful ways to boost sales over the long term by creating a more predictable type of revenue. So depending on the product that you're selling, sometimes you could create a monthly or weekly subscription. Sometimes you might want to create a yearly subscription. And the thing is, most people, once they sign up for a subscription, they're usually going to stay with you because of there's a friction or a resistance associated with changing once they're on an ongoing basis. They have an ongoing relationship with a certain product or service provider. It's so much easier to just stay with you than to go research and find another product. For example, think of web hosting. This is a great example of something that's extremely resistant to change. For somebody to change web hosts, they have to save all their data up. They have to, maybe even hire some technical help. They have to cancel their one service and try to move all their data over to another provider without losing anything. It's a huge hassle. So be thinking how you can turn your product or service into a subscription. And you can make subscription offers on some of the most random things you would never think. And that's one thing that we've seen in the market over the last couple of years is people making subscription offers on things like lipstick, skincare, even dog biscuits, and even dog clothes. Anything that's going to run out or wear out and eventually need repurchasing. So why not go ahead and give them an option now where they can subscribe automatically? And next, you can optimize your checkout process. There's a company called Baymard Institute. It's online, baymard.com. And as a total online marketing nerd, I love this site. It's an online user experience research institute, or what they call UX Research Institute. There's a whole institute devoted to studying online user experience for e-commerce and online sales businesses. And they did a study on checkout pages. They did a sort of a mass study across a wide number of checkout pages. And they found that from optimizing this sample group of checkout pages, online stores were able to increase their sales by $260 billion. Now, I don't know how many pages they surveyed. I don't know exactly what the optimizations were. I'm just literally throwing that number at you so that you realize on-page optimization is such big business. This wasn't a total of $260 billion in sales. This was an increase in $260 billion in sales just from taking the same products with the same descriptions and tweaking the checkout pages on which people were buying the pages. I do this all the time in my business. We are constantly split testing and tweaking and optimizing our checkout pages. We had one test, for example, where we took the percentage of people that land on the page that actually complete the checkout. We increased it by 25%. So by that point in our advertising, by that point in our sales process, that literally doubled the profitability of that one set of products just by getting 25% more people to actually complete the checkout on the checkout page. This is huge business. And the simplest way to do it is just remove anything that isn't necessary or that potentially slows somebody down or stops them in their tracks or makes them take an extra second or an extra step. Let's say on when you had them first come to your site, you asked them for their email address. Don't ask them for their email address again on the checkout page. Let's say when they were completing their billing information, you had them put in their physical address to verify to connect to their credit card. Then when it comes time to ship the product, don't have them refill that unless it's a different address. Have an option that says use info from billing address, where if they check the box, it just auto fills it in, because 9 times out of 10, people have the same address where they get their credit cards and they get their products shipped. So don't make them fill it out twice. Basically just eliminating anything that's unnecessary or distracting. Keep it as simple as possible. Another really, really simple thing you can do is, and there's plugins for this on the different platforms depending on what you use to build your website, is to actually break your checkout process into a 2-step process so that there's less information to fill out on each of the steps. It makes it look visually less imposing, makes it easier to do on a mobile device, where typically you have over 50% of your website interactions happening on a mobile device. So consider breaking your checkout into a 2-step checkout process. Okay, and the next idea is to offer a referral program. So if someone's buying from your site, they probably know other people that have similar interests or a similar problem and might be interested in a similar solution. So create a referral program which rewards your customer for bringing somebody else to become your customer. And you can do this through a simple program called Referral Candy. You can do really simple things like say, give somebody $10 or $20 when they refer someone that also signs up and buys. Now the key, I see these referral programs all the time, and 90% of people or businesses do them in a relatively ineffective way. The key with a referral program is that you have to incentivize both the person giving the referral and the person accepting the referral. I'll give you an example. My bank, they're always telling me, or not my main bank, but this bank I use for this online savings program that automatically pulls money out of my checking account and just kind of hides it away for a rainy day. They're always telling me that if I get my friends to sign up, they'll put, I think it's $10. So we'll just deposit $10 in your account. Okay, great. That's fine. But for me to go to my friend and be like, dude, you got to check this thing out. You got to download this thing, it's annoying for me. In other words, I'm not willing to go annoy people I know for $10. But if they would also give them $10, or even if they would split it 5 and 5, I could go to my friend and be like, hey, you want to make $5? Yo, download this thing and set this thing up, and it's really cool. I use it too, and they're going to give you $5. And then they give me $5. It's so much easier to create those conversations if they give an incentive to both parties. The bottom line is increasing sales online comes down to providing good quality value to the right people, knowing your audience, making sure you're targeting your audience, and communicating to them effectively, knowing what they need and making sure that they perceive your solution as the solution they're looking for. You want to guide them through your ads in a congruent way, be memorable all the way through the process, stay connected to them, use images, use videos, use anything that makes it feel more personal. And people love, again, being rewarded with anything that feels like an incentive or something fun. Okay, so you put all that together and that's how you increase sales. And of course, these are all great tips, but the bottom line is it comes down to being an effective digital marketer. There's a whole industry and a whole set of skills here that are really valuable to learn. And at my training company, Entre, we offer courses that teach various aspects of digital marketing, along with a community and a whole support system for entrepreneurs. Feel free to click the link below in the description for more info if you're interested in that. Also, if you found today's video useful, please do consider again subscribing to this channel. It really helps out a lot. And I do have another video on my channel specifically about doubling your sales. You might really enjoy it. I actually interviewed the #1 funnel designer in the ClickFunnels marketplace, which is one of the biggest marketplaces of sales funnels that people use to promote online products. This guy's sales funnels are the highest rated, and he's the #1 seller in that whole marketplace. His name is Blake Newbar. Definitely check that interview out if you want to double your product sales. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you watching, and I will see you on the next video. Take care.